Hello students, how are you? So let's start with 6th standard science subject. We will study chapter number 7, Getting to Know Plants. Students, in this video we will be watching about modified functions of root, stem and leaves. The roots help in holding the plant firmly in the soil. They are said to be anchor the plant to the soil. The main root is called taproot. The branches that arise from the main root are called lateral roots. Here this is a main root. Here this long root. This is a main root that is called the taproot, and some branches are arising from that. It is called lateral roots. These are called lateral roots. And number of thin like fibers means thin fiber like roots arises from the base of the stem, which spread out in the soil and gives support to the plant is known as fibrous roots. Here you can see many thin fiber like roots are arising from the base of the stem, that are fibrous root. Example wheat, grass, and in taproot example carrot. Now we will see difference. As we have seen, there are two types of root, that is taproot and fibrous root. So taproot has only one main root, one main and long root. The smaller root that grow from the main root are called lateral roots. Here we have seen this is a one main root and some branches are there that are lateral roots. But in fibrous root, they don't have a main root. All roots seem similar. And in taproot goes deep into the soil, so it is very difficult to pull out the taproot. But fibrous root, they do not go deep into the soil. Taproots are found in plants which have reticulate venation in their leaves, and that fibrous roots, these are found in plants which have parallel venation in their leaves. We will see what is reticulate venation and parallel venation after this point. We will see function of the roots. Root anchor the plant to the soil. Root absorbs water and minerals present in the soil. Root absorbs water and minerals. Water and mineral salt reach to the stem and branches through a system of the thin tubes present in the roots and the stem. Means in the root or in the stem, very thin tubes are present. With the help of that, the water or minerals are transporting from one part to the other part of a plant. And root bind the soil particle together and prevent soil erosion. Here you can see in the plant some soil particles are attached. So it helps to prevent soil erosion. Means the soil is moving away with the help of wind or water. So soil, that roots are holding that particles together and it prevents soil erosion. Modifications of roots we will see now. Prop roots, pillar like root arising singly from one point of horizontally growing branches and growing vertically downward. Example banyan trees. And stilt root, thin thread like small roots growing obliquely from the basal nodes of the main stem. Example maize. Climbing roots, thread like roots arising from the nodes and internodes and surrounding the support. Example beetle, black pepper. Contractile roots are having wrinkles and can shrink. Some roots are having wrinkles and they can shrink. Example saffron. And floating roots, thick spongy fleshy roots with air-filled air chambers arising from the nodes of the stem. So these are some modified roots. Modification of the root. When root perform different functions which changes their structure is called modification. The food made in the green leaves travels downwards and is stored in this tap roots, which is used by the plant in unfavorable condition. Example turnip. And root grows from the branches. As the root reach the ground, they fix themselves in the soil and give support to the spreading branches. These are called prop roots. Example banyan tree. Now we will see about functions of the stem. The stem keeps the plant upright. The stem bear branches, leaves, flowers and fruits. Here you can see, if you will take any of the plant, it can bear branches, then fruits, flowers, The main function is stem transport water and minerals and food to all parts of the plant. See the difference in between the function of root and stem. Root absorbs water and minerals from the soil, but stem transport water and minerals and food to all parts of the plant. Now we will see modification of the stem. The thin thread-like structures on the stem are called stem tendrils. Here children, you will be able to see stem tendrils here. These are stem tendrils. Stems are modified to give support. Stems are modified to store food, example ginger, potato. Stems are modified to make food, example cactus. In some plants, stem is modified as thorns and prickles to protect them from grazing animals, example bougainvillea rose plant. Here you can see children, you can see thorns on the plant. So these thorns are for protection from grazing animals. Here you can see the thorns. For support, some plant with weak stem has slender coiled outgrowth called tendrils. They help in to coil around and give support. Example passion flower. In some plants have climbing stems that twine around a support. Example wild yam. For storage of food, in some plant the lower branches grow horizontally and swells up for storage. Example potato. For storing starch. Some plants have fleshy scales for the underground stem with a central bud called bulb. Example onion. Some plants have thick stem which grows horizontally below the soil surface, that is example ginger. Now we will see about leaves. A leaf is an organ of a plant. The part of a leaf by which it is attached to the stem, it is called petiole. This is the part by which it is attached to the stem. It is called petiole. The broad green leaf part is called lamina, or it is also called leaf blade also. The lines on the leaf are called veins. Here you can see the lines on the leaf that are called veins, and the thick vein in the middle is called midrib. Here you can see it is called a midrib. The design made by veins in a leaf is called a leaf venation. Structure of a leaf, here you can see vein, midrib, leaf stalk, or it is also called petiole also. And there are two types of leaves that are that is simple leaf and compound leaf. Now structure and types of leaves. Leaf is flat, thin and green in color. It is called a kitchen of plant body as it prepares food. Just like in our kitchen we are preparing food, like that in plant, in leaves the food is prepared. Now structure of a leaf, petiole, stalk of a leaf. Then lamina or leaf blade, the broad expanded part of a leaf, and midrib, the central vein of the leaf. Here this is a midrib. Okay, these are the veins. A network of branches arising from the midrib, that is called veins. Here these are called veins. Now types of leaf, simple leaf and compound leaf. Single leaf blade connected by petiole to the stem. Okay, this is simple leaf. And compound leaf blade is divided into number of small leaves to form leaflets. They are attached by a petiole to the stem. Here you can see rose. Here you can see the leaf blade is divided into many small leaves. Example rose. Now we will see difference in between reticulate venation and parallel venation. In parallel venation, veins run parallel to one another from the base to the tip of the leaf. And in reticulate venation, veins are arranged in a net-like pattern on both sides of the middle. Here you can see it in diagram. Here you can see this midrib, and these are the veins, and they are arranged as a net-like structure. And here the veins are running parallel to one another from the base to the leaf. tip of the leaf. So that is parallel venation. And in parallel venation, you can see which type of roots are found. In parallel venation, fibrous roots are found, and in reticulate venation, taproot is found. So veins are arranged in net-like pattern on both sides of the midrib. This is the characteristic feature of the dicot plant. And hibiscus, mango, these are the example of a reticulate venation. Here children, you can see here that is a reticulate venation, and here the net-like structure you can see here. And in parallel venation, you can see here children, the veins are running parallel to each other. Here you can see the veins are running parallel to each other. So that is a reticulate and parallel venation. Now we will see functions of the leaf. The presence of a green pigment is called chlorophyll. Chlorophyll uses sunlight and provides energy to the plant for making food. This process of making food by the leaves is called photosynthesis. The food that the leaf prepares is a kind of sugar called glucose. The glucose changes into starch before the plant store it. Plant use some of this food to perform their life functions and store the rest in fruits, roots, stems and leaves. So these are the functions of a leaf. Leaves release water from the plant through stomata, which is called transpiration. The two important functions of transpiration are cooling down. It helps in cool down the leaves, and it plays an important role in water cycle by increasing the moisture in the air. We will see transpiration process. In transpiration, water comes out from the leaves in the form of vapor by a process called transpiration. Plants release a lot of water into the air through this process. We will see about photosynthesis. Leaves prepare their food in the presence of sunlight and a green colored substance present in them, that is chlorophyll. For this, they use water and carbon dioxide from air. This process is called photosynthesis. Photo means sun's rays and synthesis means to prepare. Oxygen is given out in this process. The food prepared by the leaves ultimately gets stored in different parts of the plant as starch. So students, today in this videos we have seen modified functions of root, stem and leaves. We have seen what is parallel venation and reticulate venation. We have seen the difference in between taproots and fibrous roots. So please keep reading notebooks as well as textbooks. Thank you for watching video.